Good afternoon, everybody. It's Nick here, and I'm doing a bit of a different thing today. I'm not giving you a review per se. A review would sort of require watching the entire series so that you can give an idea of where the plot goes, etc., etc. No. This is not a review. This is a warning to you to save you 42 minutes of watching the first episode, the pilot, which is so atrocious that it beggars belief how Netflix was able to even put this up with a smile or a grin without a sort of winking sort of like, yeah, fuck you watchers. No, this is not even a parody. It's not even a parody of bad science fiction, which is what I kind of thought Another Life was trying to be. But after 3 episodes of that, I thought, fuck it. And I also threw the towel in on that. Couldn't watch that either. So I'm not going to go through rage watching this like I did with Nightflyers. I watched Nightflyers, rage watched it the whole way through the entire season, and was so angry at the end of it, I didn't even make a review. So yeah, I'm not doing that again. After 3 episodes of Another Life, I also said, no, can't do this again. So I thought, okay, maybe this is different. Maybe it'll be good. Based on the trailer, I wasn't exactly confident. The reason I say it is basically spoilers if you don't want the show to be ruined for you. Basically, if you want to watch this show after this warning, you deserve everything that happens to you. Anyway, so people wake up on an island, there's 10 of them, and they're not quite sure why they're there, so we've got the whole lost element going on. Then there's a sort of handbrake turn in the trailer, by the way. They give everything away in the trailer. It's not happening on an island, it's actually happening in the kind of Matrix right now. So people, when you die in the Matrix, you die in the real world. And that's basically what I felt when I was watching this.
Not like this. Not like this.
Yeah, exactly, like this. The show is absolutely horrendous. I have not seen an episode so poorly put together since, as I said, Another Life. And yeah, this really actually sort of ups the ante, I'd say. It's that bad. The acting is terrible. No, seriously, it's really bad. I don't know where they found these kids from. They're all young, very good-looking kids. The sort of acting is terrible. You're not watching it for the acting. The plot... Well, as I said, I've only watched the first episode, and you don't need to watch the rest of it. I've watched, read other reviews. Apparently, it's terrible too. As I said to you, it was ruined anyway in the trailer. Apparently, in the 3rd episode, you find out that they're kind of in the Matrix. In the trailer, I think it's the 20th second. So yeah, the plot doesn't help there either. The dialogue is so bad. It's not bad, it's good. It's just bad, it's bad. Pickle Rick would agree with that. It's terrible. I mean, okay, for example, someone goes, like I said, they wake up on an island, they don't know why they're there, they have no memories of who they are, yet one person seems to remember that he was a Boy Scout. Anyway, he was thrown in for no reason whatsoever. So they all decide to go for a swim. That's what you do when you wake up on a lost island. You don't know who each other is. You're fighting with each other already, by the way. It's a 20 minutes into a 43-minute episode. 20 minutes in, they've already gone full Lord of the Flies. You know, you've got broken camps over here. One bitch on one side and another lady on the other side. I say bitch because she's literally a bitch. She's trying to be a bitch. She calls the other woman a bitch the fucking first sentence and even pulls a knife on her. No reason whatsoever. I kind of feel sorry for the actress. One of the reviewers I read from The Guardian actually says it looks like she's being fed lines, and that's why her face doesn't have any expression, because she can't A, believe what she's saying, and B, predict how to act, because it doesn't make any sense. So anyway, they all go for a swim. One of the characters is attacked by a shark. They all run back on land, and one of the lines was, "What the hell was that?" It was a shark, I suppose a guy might not have seen. And then he says, "Where did that come from?" It's the sea. That's where sharks come from. Fuck. And a couple of minutes later, you have another character go, "I've got a bad feeling about this." This is after someone's been mauled by a shark, after they've woken up not knowing who they are. And I think the reason she says this is because they want to walk to one side of the island. And so that's why she says, "I have a bad feeling about this." No, it's bad. Also, within the first 15 minutes, no joke, there is an attempted rape. 2 characters walk off and they find a waterfall. The guy says, "Let's keep this between you and I." No reason why whatsoever. So she says, "Okay." This is obviously an invitation to start kissing. She then pushes him away, and he proceeds to try and rape her. She runs away. He then meets back on the beach with her, and says, what was it? His excuse was, "It's not rape. It's not rape on this island. This is an island. You can't rape on an island. It was sex, and because we didn't have sex, it wasn't sex. It's either sex or it's not sex." That's basically the gist of it. His excuse was, well, it wasn't actually rape, it was just attempted sex, but it wasn't even that because we didn't have... Oh my God! So yeah, the characters are fucking terrible in this. Also, they've got what appears to be an autistic guy who is a mathematician. You couldn't get more cliched if you fucking tried. He comes up with some whole theory about them having 29 steps between each person. So that means something times 22, whatever the fuck. They end up walking to one side of the island. They find a sign that literally says, find your way off, or find your way back, sorry. They all go, what is this sign doing here? One character goes, it's a sign! I'm not joking. They say it's a sign, but not as in this is a sign. They go as in it's a sign. Seriously, at this stage, I think I was on my third glass of wine, trying to inebriate myself and loosen the brain because, quite frankly, I wanted to pull it out, put it in a bucket of bleach, and cry myself into next week. It is that bad, and that is why I'm putting this together. I don't usually make hate videos and stuff like that, but quite frankly, listen to me, do yourself a service and don't bother watching this because you're not going to get that time back. I think it's sitting on 3.2% on IMDb. It's 3.2% higher than I would give it. This is the kind of show that is used as an example of how not to make shows. And this is a pilot. If you remember watching Lost, you were hooked. Within 5 minutes, you were hooked with what's going on. You had great actors, great ideas. Okay, no direction, but that only sort of kicked in after 3 seasons. But this is so bad, you don't want to go back to it. I'm pretty damn sure they'll make a season 2, though, because this is probably targeted at 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds. Written by a 50-year-old guy, by the way, who obviously doesn't know what millennials are, or just sort of thinks that they're angsty, broody people, all very good looking. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. They all wake up now, being washed onto the beach. None of them got sand in their hair. The clothes are not wet. I think one girl had a little bit of sand on the side of her cheek, which the makeup people probably forgot about. Everything about it is bad. I've seen school productions which are better than this, for fuck's sake. So anyway, yeah, stay away from it. 0 out of 10 for me. I no way would watch this. Later, people.